Earlier, Chelsea beating Crystal Palace, and a huge result that for Graham Potter. Their second win in 10 games. Kai Havertz with the vital header. And one goal was enough for Newcastle in the week that they clinched a place in the semi-finals of a major cup for the first time in 18 years. They relied on their super sub, Alexander Isak, to come off the bench to win it for them in the final moments after Mitrovic had managed to have a penalty chalked off for kicking the ball twice. Spurs losing 2-0 at home to Arsenal, and you can scan that QR code. It'll take you to all of the action on the Sky Sports app. So Arsenal 8 points clear. They've taken 32 points from the last 36 available. Next up for them, it's Manchester United, who've won their last 5 in the league. They play at Palace before then, United. Spurs on 33 points. They're in 5th. It probably feels like the end of the world for them tonight. But actually, they're only 3 points down on last season's tally at the halfway mark. And there is a lot of football still to be played. Newcastle back up to 3rd this afternoon. Chelsea with a victory, but staying there in 10th place. They're closing that gap up a little bit. And there is more live football still to come tonight.
Aaron, Martin, Arsenal haven't beaten Spurs away since 2014. Quite simply, how good does that feel?
Almost about time then. But yeah, it felt amazing. Yeah, we remember what happened here last year, and we wanted to do a better game, show a different side, and show how much we have improved. And I think we did that today, and I think we all enjoyed the game.
Aaron, how much did you feel you were totally in control in that first half?
Yeah, totally. I think we deserved the 2 goals, and we probably deserved maybe more. We played the way we wanted to play the whole first half, and we got the deserved lead. Yeah.
The first one was a slightly strange goal, but yours was an absolute beauty. Tell us about it, and also that goal celebration, basketball. Where's that?
We did it, and Rambo tells me to shoot all the time, so finally I did it, and see what happened.
Aaron, you more than played your part as well. Some big saves there, particularly from Son and Kane as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm there to do. The manager also mentioned, obviously, I think the last quite a few North London derbies we haven't kept a clean sheet either, so especially when he's been in charge, so I think that might have spurred me on a little bit.
Of course, it's been a terrific day for you, but what happened at the end? You seem to be involved with a fan as well. Can you tell us exactly what happened?
Yeah, obviously, the Spurs fans were giving me some throughout the second half. I give them some back, which the few people who I did do it to was probably well greeted, sportsmanship like. And then a fan I jumped over and gave me a little punch in the back. So, that's what happened, and it's a shame because it's just a game of football at the end of the day. What happened after that? Were you dragged away? Yeah, everyone, I think both sets of players as well, tried to, bring me away. But yeah, thankfully nothing actually happened too drastically, but it's a sour taste, but I'm sure we'll enjoy it when we go back in the dressing room.
8 points is the lead right now. What's the significance of that at this stage of the season?
No, we're in a good position. There's no doubt about that. But we have to stay humble. We have to keep working hard. We can still improve a lot of things. You see today the difference between the first and the second half. So we still have some things to improve. So we have to keep going and keep pushing.
Well, it was a fabulous victory. Aaron, you were named the player of the match. Martin.
Very impressive performers in that Arsenal team today, but they talk about that sour note. Let's just clear up what did happen at the end of the game involving Aaron Ramsdale and that fan that came down from the Spurs section behind his goal at the end of the game. Jamie, this is just something we do not want to see at football.
Of course, it's completely unacceptable from the Spurs fan. He's been getting stick all game, as he said. He reacts, he gives him a little bit of stick. You can see Richarlison as well gets involved. This is part of football, that. You're always going to get a little bit of stick, but for a fan to come and do that, as we see it as it unfolds now, and come onto and try and kick a player that's played in the pitch, it's completely unacceptable. He's got to get his water bottle, he's got to get his gloves. You can see it now, here comes the fan, and I'm sure that Spurs will act accordingly. He shouldn't be allowed in the football stadium, that guy. He should not be allowed, and it's completely out of order and unacceptable.
Yeah, and I'm sure that is not the last that fan will be hearing of that. We certainly hope not. This was Arsenal's day, Paul. You said it right from the first moment. You felt it. Why were you so confident?
It's just the way Arsenal have been playing and Tottenham have been playing. I mean, it don't take Einstein to work that out. Tottenham are letting in 2 goals every week. and Arsenal are playing the best football they've
This
played
game
in
is
many
always
years.
different.
Yeah,
Arsenal have been here before,
it's
full of
not-
confidence.
Yeah, but not like this. Not like this. They're top of the league. They're flying along. They're beating records. They're on a roll. Yeah, I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see it with Tottenham. I mean, they play three at the back. They play two holding midfield players, and every week they let in 2 goals. I mean, I don't know how you get away with it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Bar the Palace game, which if Palace had Harry Kane, as I said before, they would have won 4-0 that day. You can't keep on turning it on and off like a tap. And people forget about the second half. The first half was embarrassing at the highest level. I've never seen a derby game. Well, I mean, the last one was like that when Arsenal got steamrolled, but not really like
wasn't
that.
like that,
They
though,
got
was it? That
steamrolled.
was
They
they
didn't
were
get
outclassed,
embarrassed.
weren't they?
Yeah,
Outclassed.
just outclassed. Everything Arsenal were doing, you could see there's a plan. You know, there's a patterns of play, and Zinchenko comes inside, and Saka will come and then go, and then, you know, Partey will come short, and the other two go forward or open the game up. Tottenham's, it's cuffy, Tottenham. It's off the cuff.
Cuffy.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens. You can't see any plan. I mean, the second goal, and we're going to talk about it in a minute, the goal is kicking the ball, 1989. I mean, he's getting the ball and they're kicking it out of his hands. I mean, that happens on Sunday morning at Wellman Scrubs. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that. There's 2 centre-halves sitting there waiting for the ball. I feel sorry for the midfield players. They've been left to be embarrassed today.
But now, as a result of that, Arsenal are 8 points clear.
Yeah,
the biggest lead they've had in the Premier League since they last won the title in 2004. So, do you believe?
I think it all comes down to next Sunday. I think next Sunday, I think it's the game. I think if Man United go and beat Palace away, you know, which I do expect them to do the way they're playing, they go to the Emirates, and I think if Man United win that game, they're 3 points behind Arsenal. If Arsenal win that game, Man United are out the equation, and it's Man City chasing them down, and they're 8, maybe even more points behind Arsenal. It's Arsenal's to throw away now. I know there's a lot of points to go, but that first half performance that was like watching Man City. If you've been living in New Zealand and you ain't seen football for the last 4 years, and they were playing in light blue, you'd have thought that you were watching Man City. That's how good they were.
Louis, I know you.
It was difficult. It was difficult to come back after you conceded two goals. But especially when we conceded the first goal, we had the possibility to level the game with Sonny, and I think the keeper made a fantastic save. And then they scored the second goal. I think this goal could kill everybody, but not my players, because then in the second half I think that we tried with a big effort to score, to create problems at Arsenal. I think that the keeper made a fantastic save today, and yeah, you know, and Arsenal is a difficult opponent now, and like Manchester City, I think both teams are they are going to contend to be title contenders until the end to win the Premier League. And today we played against a strong team, but at the same time I think that I have not great disappointment for the commitment of my players. I think that they showed a great pride, great desire, great will to try to come back. But sometimes in the past we did this, and today I think also the keeper was really good to avoid to concede a goal for yeah.
You're absolutely right. Aaron Ramsdale was named the player of the match for the number of saves he made. But put simply, do you think today you just have to admit that Arsenal were the better team?
But for sure, Arsenal, I think that also today, also tonight, they showed to be a really good team, and I think honestly, and also I'm sure that today it wasn't easy for them to play against us, especially with this atmosphere. And instead they showed to have a great balance and to eat in the right moment. and then to suffer also in the second half, because they suffered a lot and they showed the resilience. And when a team is good to do this, it means that they are ready. They are ready to fight to win the title. And I think with Manchester City, they are the only two teams that they are going to fight for the Premier League this season.
You're fighting for a place in the Champions League right now, 5 points away from that as we speak. Do you see enough with the players you have here now and the way that you have played so far this season that you can qualify for the Champions League? Or does that feel like a big space for you to catch up?
But I think, first of all, that we have to try to do our best, to continue to work really hard, and at the end of the season we'll see which is our position, for sure, and for a Champions League plays or a Europe plays, and there are teams like Chelsea, like Liverpool, United, and now Newcastle. But also in England there are a team like Brighton, Brentford. I don't want to forget some teams, and it's really difficult. It became difficult because I repeat, every team, every club can spend money, and you go to play against a team that you think this is medium low, and instead you find important players that play with the national team. I said in the past, and I don't want to repeat, and it will be a difficult season. But at the same time, we have to try first of all to recover all the players, because today I was happy to see into the pitch again Deki, Kulusevski, and also Ricci for 20 minutes. I hope in the next game to recover Rodrigo Betancourt. Lucas Moura, honestly, I don't know how long time, how much he needs to recover. But I think this is the first step. And at the same time, I think that in this period, in this difficult period, we found players like Papasar, like Gil, and also Skip. He recovered from his injury that can help us.
What brought it about?
Everything. I love the way we played, the courage that we showed to come here and play the way we played. And obviously, we have a job. We can make a lot of people happy. And I'm sure tonight we made a lot of Arsenal fans very happy.
I'm sure your side made you happy too as well. What in particular did they do for you today?
Not for me. It's the way we
not for you, but for you, but not for you personally.
Everything that we ask them, they are so willing always to try to do it. It's a terrific group of players. But today I think we went another step. Obviously we won this season, last season in bigger stadiums, but especially the way we won today, I think it's very pleasing to watch.
Was it the character your players showed, the bravery, if you like, to play their style of football away from home at ground, which, as you well know, because you're in the team, you haven't won, not this particular ground, at Spurs since 2014?
Yeah, which I was here, but it shows, again, not only determination and courage is great, but then you need to have the belief, and then you have to have the quality to do against this team what we've done today. So that's down absolutely to the players.
Did you also do the ugly side of the game well today in terms of the hard work, the hard graft, the defending, as well as popping the ball around?
Yeah, we were really aggressive. I think we were really intense in our high press. We regained so many balls. We won so many duels. We managed those balls. After that's really good. There are a couple of moments they're going to create you chances and openings, and they are a very dangerous team. But I think overall we did a lot of good things today.
Now, I don't want to spoil your day. It's a fantastic day. 8 points clear at the top of the table, but you have lost out on a transfer target that you were heavily linked with, Mudryk. How disappointed are you about that?
I'm very proud to have the players that we have. We always want to improve the squad. The club is the first one that is trying to do everything we can to improve the players, but I think as well we have to have some discipline, you know, and we have to be very consistent in the targets that we want, but as well what we are able to do in each moment, and we can get those players better. So let's focus on that.
Have you got enough, though? Have you got enough players here now? Because you fell short last season, you didn't have enough options. Is it vital, if you like, not get carried away, but you're top of the table right now, but as you know, those leads can disappear very quick. and there's a lot of football to be played. Do you need more numbers?
That's what I said yesterday, that obviously we had some injuries and some long-term injuries, and this is not helpful, but we can focus on tomorrow, train better, review the game, and go day by day. The window is open. We will try to improve the team, but there are a few parties that always are involved, and the club is willing, and they have my support, I have their support, and we will try to do it together.
I must ask you as well about the incident involving Aaron Ramsdale at the end, where he was kicked by a supporter. What's your view on what happened?
No view, because I haven't watched it. What I watch is a great game of football, and this is what I want to talk about.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you very much.
You were hoping for a big performance from Spurs today, but did Arsenal have the look of potential champions?
Yes, definitely. They show consistency, brilliance. There is like composure, there is technique, but on the same time there is that calmness that sometimes you have to have aggressiveness in your game, but they've been like brilliant. And the first half, especially when they have the momentum, you have to have that belief. And they're starting the game really well. They finish with a professional approach in the second half. They didn't panic. They felt like very composed, and I think that's maybe down to Spurs' negativity in some ways. There is like the two sit-ins remain there all the game.
Put simply, particularly in the first half, was that just a bad day at the office?
Yeah, we conceded, two poor goals. The first one was just a bit unfortunate. But I don't think we started too badly. I think we started the game okay. Obviously, then they got the first goal, and I think they were a bit more on top. They had maybe the better chances in the first half, and then second half we came out, and I thought we played really well second half. Could have easily got back into the game. I think Ramsdale made a lot of good saves, and I think we're just missing that goal. If we get the first, then who knows what happens.
Was that similar to a familiar theme this season, that you just haven't started quick enough in the first half of the games, particularly for North London derby? Did you not have the intensity?
No, I don't. As I said, I don't think we started too badly. I think people will say we did, because we obviously went in 2-0 at half time, but I don't think we started the game too badly. We had spells of possession in their half at 0-0. We just didn't really create any chance at the end of it. And then, as I said, the first goal was unfortunate. Both goals are poor, and then they were the better team in the first half, but I don't think it was as clear as the result would say.
Any defeat hurts, but how much does it hurt more when it is the North London derby?
No, obviously it's not what you want. You don't want that. You don't want this here at your own stadium. You never want to lose here, especially against a rival. It is what it is. They're a very good side. They're top of the table for a reason. It's over now. It's done. I'm just going to move on.
Unfortunately, what's not likely to be done is there was an incident at the end of the game. You probably didn't see it, so I can only try and describe it to you. Aaron Ramsdale was picking his water bottle up, and a fan from the Tottenham end leant over and kicked him in the back. That sort of thing, there's just no place for it in football, is there?
No, of course not. Obviously, you were explaining what happened to me a minute ago, because I didn't see it. But obviously, it's just unacceptable, really. There's nothing more I can say other than it's unacceptable and it should never happen.